Here we have a pair of red barrows here, and this the pedigree on this on these red barrows right here would read Alley Oop. Special delivery mastermind. The sow that originated here actually originated from Platt a couple summers ago there in the Platt Kilmer deal. And we bought her the summer of COVID, I guess, with 2020. She went on to, and the only time we ever showed her was at the Eastern Regional. She was a class winner there at the Eastern Regional. The NJSA the year that it was in Richmond. Very good, very good gilt that we've got a lot of a lot of hope and certainly some future in with this particular sow. This was her first litter, and unfortunately we got one gilt and about 6 or 7 barrows out of this litter. So here's one. We'll start off with 4-5, I believe, the darker one of the darker pigmented one of the two right here. I think a hog that I absolutely love, just in terms of look from a red barrow standpoint. One that has enough look and still immature, one that probably needs to be off the self-feeder at this point, but yet at the same time, that's certainly not taking anything away from him, because, I mean, he's ultra big in his center, but still plenty of extension up front. From a build and design standpoint, I think one that's just absolutely incredible for a red barrow.
Yeah, I'm really high on this one. I think his reach, his proportions, his build, his flexibility, as you study him from the side, his lines are really nice. I mean, ties out of the backside of his blade about as good as you could ever want one to do, and yet at the same time, he's not overly heavy muscled. I think one that just reads like a red barrow at this stage probably ought to. I'm not going to be the self-professed expert on red ones by any stretch. I just like ones that are assembled and built with that kind of comfort and that kind of extension and that balance really nicely, like that pig does. If you've got, maybe a mid-July kind of affair that you need to shoot for and go in there really fresh, this would be a good pair to study here. And then we jump into the other barrow there that's maybe just a little shorter bodied, really a stout skulled rascal that's a little lighter pigmented, but that's an awfully nice red pig as well.
Right, I agree. I think that was probably just proportions, maybe even better as a barrow from that standpoint, but still being a little shorter backed and still extended up front in terms of his from blade forward right there. Really like that one. And I think, for red ones, it's kind of hard. We talk about a large feeding window on a lot of hogs, and red ones probably don't fit that bill quite as much. I think these hogs could roll into like Expo as lightweights and then be ideal probably more for Louisville and those county fairs, those July county fairs, being early January's, it's sometimes hard to get an early January barrow all the way through August, but depending on the feed program, certainly I think these for red ones could certainly fit a larger feeding window.